good afternoon. Today is Sunday, August 20th. It's a little hot out here, but it's beautiful. I love it. But we have some birthdays today. Today is Lisa Bonilla, Bonilla. Today's Lisa's birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Lisa. Happy birthday to you. Cha-cha-cha. It's also Paige Parson Lewis. Paige, it's your birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Paige. Happy birthday to you. Cha-cha-cha. It's also Susan Calhoun's birthday. So Susan, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Susan. Happy birthday to you. Cha-cha-cha. And last but not least, it's Sparklin' Susan's dad, Phil. Today is Phil's birthday. Phil, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Phil. Happy birthday to you. Cha-cha-cha. Well, I hope you all have a great birthday. And Phil, you have a gorgeous daughter. I got to meet her last month or the month before. Just recently, I got to meet her. She drove up here. She gave Jimmy and Samantha a really nice housewarming gift. But Phil, enjoy your birthday. I hope you have a really, really great day today. It's a perfect day here. I don't know how it is in Ohio, but it's beautiful here. So, and Susan Calhoun, the reason I said Sharon is the lady that bought my house, the house we owned previously to this, her name was Sharon Calhoun. I know it's like a pretty common name, but I thought at first, was that the one that bought my house? But then I thought, no, that was Sharon Calhoun. When we were selling our house, you know how they always have the inspection and that, and we had a regular fireplace and we had gas heat going into the house. And when they did the inspection and that, there was something in the fireplace that they wanted to fix. I guess it had a little, because we used our fireplace all the time. We kept it clean. Every year we had a chimney sweep. I always liked when the chimney sweep came because he would dress up like an old time chimney sweep with the top hat and all that, and the broom and all that, and he'd clean out the fireplace. The kids loved it when they were little. But we always had the fireplace clean because we had a fire every year. We always had a fire in the fireplace. And I had it cleaned before we had put the house up for sale. And when they were doing the inspection, there was something at the top that one of the cap or something was off or tilted or something, and they wanted to have it just repaired, was all. And then I guess there was a little bit of stuff inside the fireplace that they wanted to clean out. And then they didn't like the connection to the gas line. There was something about the connection to the gas line which passed code. Even my realtor told us, she says, if you don't want to fix it, you don't have to fix it because it's code. She's just being picky. She's just being picky. And I said, no, we'll fix it. It's not a big deal, So we fixed that. And then when the guy came to fix the chimney, he says, well, I'm surprised they didn't notice you have a couple loose bricks up there. And I said, well, just fix the whole thing, And he says, well, I can get away with just putting a cap on it. And I go, no, just fix the whole thing. Just fix it like it's supposed to be fixed so that they don't have to be bothered with it, And he says, well, it's cheaper if you just do this, blah, blah, blah. And I go, no. If we're going to do it, let's do it right. Let's just do it right, So they fixed it. And then when the daughter had, like when we were going to go for the signing and stuff like that, the daughter had took me aside, and she says, oh, my mother fell in love with your clocks. I've been collecting clocks forever. And so she said, she just really fell in love with your mantle clock. And I said, well, I really, I could include it with the house. She said, but it's got sentimental value to me. So, I don't want it. My grandmother gave that to me. And she said, no, I'm just saying how much she fell in love with the clock. So I did find a clock just like that, and I wrapped it up and gave it to her. We even, like when we had I went and got a sheet cake from my favorite bakery that says, welcome to your new home. We put the cake out. I wrapped up the little gift and gave her a little card telling her her memories or all that good stuff. I did all of that. But when we went for the signing, I had never met the mother that was buying the house because it was all through the realtor. I never really got to know like the people that were buying it. I didn't see her till we got there. And she had like a scarf over her face and not like a turban, but it's kind of like a cancer patient when they wear those turbans on their head. Not a turban, but you know what I'm talking about. And then she had this veil that went across her face, so just half of her face was out. No, I take that back. It was across her face. So just her eyes were out. But not her one eye. It was just really strange. It was just really strange. And so then we were signing the papers and that, and she was, just telling me how much she loved the house. And then she said, we really are going to look forward to having some good memories in your house. So we signed all the papers, and then she started to leave. And her daughter stayed aside and gave me a little thank you card. And I said, well, that wasn't necessary, But I had already planned on getting her the clock and the cake, so that the card had nothing to do with it. It was just something I was going to do. And she said, my realtor told us how much extra you did for the fireplace and for the gas connection. Things that you didn't have to do that you did do. And I said, well, it's just, the house gave me such good memories, and I don't want you to have to move in and think that you got to do some repairs right away. And so she says, well, the reason my mother was so covered up like she was is she's scared to death of anything gas. We had a hard time convincing her to buy your house because she fell in love with your house, but she didn't like the fireplace, and she didn't like that it was gas. She likes electric. And I said, well, that's understandable. I understand people like that. And so she said, because my mother's house that she just got out of, why we're looking for a new house for her, exploded in a gas leak, and she got severely burnt, and that's why she's got all that stuff, because she lost her scalp and her face and all of that. That's why she's just has her one eye out. She says, so she's afraid of a gas explosion. And so you did so much to alleviate her fears of that, because it's stuff we were going to do anyhow, but you saved us the trouble, and we just wanted to thank you. So I felt so good that we did do that. And I just think that, sometimes you hear a voice inside your head that just says, just do it, just do it. And you don't need to know the reason why, you just know. And I really, in my heart, believe that was the Holy Spirit telling me that this woman needed some extra help or something. I don't know. It kind of guiding me along that way and guiding me along that path. And so I think that sometimes you just need to sit back and listen. Just listen. If I'm just sitting out here alone, I can just listen, and I can hear people talking to me. I know Sandy's hearing voices in her head. I don't mean it like that. I just feel that you just know when it's the right time, and you just know it's the right decision, and you don't know why you came to that decision, and you just don't know. Like with my weight loss, why did I on that particular day decide this is the day? Why? Somebody was talking to me, and I was listening. So I need to take a step back and kind of listen, because we went to the shower today, and I have to tell you, I did well last week. I didn't do so well this week. I had a good time. I had a really good time, and but I ate a little bit too much. They had I had some scrambled eggs and bacon with some American fries, but I also had a piece of lemon chicken, and I had a salad, and I had a Coke, and I had an orange juice, and I had a mimosa. Me and my vodka. I love my vodka. And what else did I have? Oh, and then we had a cupcake for dessert. And then I had 2 macarons, however you say them, the little fancy cookies. I love them. I had 2 of those. But I had a good time. I really had a good time. But I really do think I'll still have a loss tomorrow, because I really have been not really excellent, but I've been pretty good this week. I really have. So I am actually looking forward to getting on the scale, hoping for a pound. But if I don't get a pound, I'll be happy with any kind of a loss that I get. I think Jim forgot to get on the scale this morning, so I'll have to have him look tomorrow morning before he goes to work, get on the scale, see how he did. But I had a really good time at the shower. And then they were playing this one game because my niece, great niece, it's my nephew's daughter, actually, so she loves to travel. So she had like a travel theme for her shower. And so one of the things that she played was a boarding pass game, and you got to hold the boarding pass, and then they pass it around the table answering all the questions. And so then the one girl at the table, that was a friend of hers, she was winning the boarding pass. She traveled the most. She had a passport. She's been to too many countries. What else was there? She was closest to their birthday. So she got to hold the boarding pass the whole time. Well, they love to go to the Upper Peninsula. We call it the UP. But so then they said, who's never been to the UP? And Alyssa, my granddaughter, has never been to the Upper Peninsula, so she won the boarding pass. And the girl, she was very nice about it, but she reluctantly turned it back because there was 15 questions, and at this point, all 10 of them, she won. She won all 10 of them. So then Alyssa's holding the boarding pass, and then the very next question, right back to her. So I thought, she's winning. She's going to win. There's not a doubt in my mind she's going to win. She knows all the answers. And it wasn't rigged. It was just kind of coincidental. And then they asked the question, who's ever had the airline lost their luggage? I'm sure as much traveling as she's done. Me. And she says, really? I said, yeah. She says, I never have. I go, really? With all the traveling? She says, no, I've been very fortunate. I've never lost my luggage. I said, they've lost my luggage twice. And so she says, really? And I go, yeah. And then the one time was on the return trip home, which wasn't too bad because I was already home and it wasn't a big deal. The bad part about it was when they found my luggage, they didn't deliver it until it was 3:45 in the morning. They called me. We found your luggage. We're bringing it over now. And they brought it at 3:45 in the morning. I'm thinking, couldn't you wait until the morning? And then the other time was on my way to Florida, which I've told this story before. Jim and I were going for our family. We were going on a family vacation we were going on the Disney cruise. We were going to do the land and sea cruise. And back then is when security was just starting to get kind of tight. And I think it was 2005. So it was a little bit after 2001. But Jim had a little portable CD player that he had DVDs in it that he was going to watch on the plane. And that's all he was going to carry on. And then he put something in my bag. I don't know what it was. Something trivial, a snack or something, a can of pop or something like that in my bag. And I had my little carry-on that I was going to bring on it. And on my carry-on bag, I put my summer shorts that I was going to change into. I put my shorts, and I put my snacks, and I put my book, and I put my Walkman, because back then it was a Walkman, with my headphones. I had that in there. I had my wallet. What else did I put in there? I had some magazines, different. I had a little crossword puzzle thing because I like doing crossword puzzles. I was doing that. And so we were going through the line, and I was ahead. And it was the way Metro, I don't know if it's like that now, but at the time what it was you went through the checkout line, and they only let one person at a time go through the thing, and then they went through the machine, and they looked at you, and then they put your luggage through the thing. Then you immediately had to take an escalator down. You couldn't stand around and wait for whoever was in your party. You had to meet them at the bottom of the escalator. So Jim had a Gerber knife in his pocket, and I had told him all along, I have my clothes in here, this is blah, 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 this is what I'm going to do. I have my snack once I get through, because I have bowel issues, and so it's I'm going to eat when I'm on the plane, and I know I can get to a bathroom. I'm not eating before then. I want to get through my checkout and everything. And so he was holding the bag, and so I went to put the bag in, and he said, no, I'll hold your bag. And so I said, why? And he said, no, I'll just hold your bag. And I said, okay. So I go through the line, and waiting down at the end of the escalator. I'm waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting for Jim. There's no Jim. There's no Jim anywhere. So I went to sit down, and he finally comes without my overnight bag, carrying his little DVD case with all of his stuff. And I go, where's my bag? He says, oh, I had to check it. And I go, what do you mean you had to check it? He says, yeah, they wouldn't let me go through with my Gerber, which is a knife. I don't know if you don't know that. It's a knife. It's like a fancy knife that's got different contraptions on it. And he says, well, they wouldn't let me go through with my knife. He said the only way I could do it is if I put it in some luggage and checked it, so I checked your luggage. So I saw he had the DVD case, and I says, well, you at least grabbed my book, didn't you? He says, no, I didn't think you were going to read that on the plane. I was so, everybody stay clear of Sandy. Stay clear of her. She is mad. So when we got on the plane, everybody knew I was still mad. The way the seating arrangement was, he sat, like I sat in the aisle here, and he sat across from me on the aisle there. And everybody's sitting down, and they're opening up their overnight bags, getting their stuff for their trip and everything. Does he not open up his DVD thing to put in a movie? If looks could kill. It's I had my medications in there too. That was another thing. I had in all my medications. So then we get to the hotel at Disney World, and all of the luggage is there. Yeah, except for my little carry-on bag. The carry-on bag got lost somewhere because it was the last thing on the plane. It wasn't with all my other stuff. So I had to go through the air. We went right away to Disney World with my winter clothes on because we went the day after Christmas. Hotter than hell. I was so mad. But when we got back to the room, our stuff was there. So anyway, back to the story of how I won the prize. So I did win that. So then they said, last question. So I was getting ready to hand her back the boarding pass because I thought there was no way I'm going to win after this. And sure enough, they said, whose birthday is closest to the wedding? The wedding is September 30th. September 7th. Yeah. So I was the closest. The next closest was November 30th. Got them beat. Get out of my way. Give me my prize. And so this is what I won. I was so happy I won that. So I got that. No, I take that back. That is not what I won. Bring it back. Bring it back. I won. That isn't what I won. So obviously I didn't show it to you because it wasn't what I won. No. You're just going to have to wait to see what I won because I did win another prize. I did win another prize. But I won a little soap dispenser that you, it's got soap in it. It's just like for the bathroom, a decorative soap dispenser. And so I was really happy that I won a prize. Just that it wasn't a big prize, but I won a prize. And then I've always thought that Harrison Ford was my soulmate. I just really, all my life, you know that I know that Harrison Ford is my soulmate. So we're playing the game where you had to scratch off the face on they give you a little card with a guy in a tuxedo, but there's no face, and you got to scratch the face off. And then whoever scratches, his name is Darius, the groom. Whoever scratches Darius' face off wins the plant that's on the table. It was an ugly plant. I didn't want to win it anyhow. But, I scratched it off. And who did I get? The same person that I scratched off last week at the shower that I went to last week. George Clooney. Who'd have thunk? George Clooney must be my soulmate. And I didn't know it. I could be going to Italy, staying at Lake Como. I could be doing all of that. Or I could be going to Jackson Hole, Wyoming and being with my man. Two choices. But nobody at the table had Harrison, but he's 80 years old. I'm sure they're not going to put an 80-year-old man down there as somebody that you'd be your soulmate. So then we got to the next game, which was you had to write a postcard and you had to tell them some advice about how your honeymoon was and some advice for their honeymoon. And if they picked your card and read it, you'd win it. Well, Sophia was all bummed. She says, well, I'm not even married. And I says, well, just write on the card, I'm not married yet, but on my dream honeymoon, I'd like to go, and then put where you want to go. She says, well, okay. Well, they had like different theme baskets that you were going to win because travel was the theme. Our table was France. So Sophia filled out her card and she put it in, and then one of the prizes, the baskets that you could win, would have been a Florida one, a Mickey Mouse one, and Sophia so wanted that basket, and so she kept telling Christy, she says, well, if you win, you got to pick that basket because that's what I want. And then Christy says, well, that's not what I want. And so then she told Alyssa, well, if you get it, and Alyssa says, no, I want the Mexican basket. So then she looked at me and I go, if I win it, Sophia, I'll pick out the basket for you. So she says, thank you, Grandma. So then they're reading the cards, and they picked Sophia's card out. And she jumped up. She was so excited. She should join the theater when she goes into high school because she went, oh! And they read her card, and her card was, she says, I'm too young to be married, but my dream vacation would be to go to Orlando and meet Mickey and Minnie Mouse. And so they said, Sophia, you won. You can go pick a prize. Oh, she ran like a bee. Or not like a bee. Busy as a bee or whatever. Fast as you could say. She was over there grabbing her little Mickey Mouse basket. And so she was all happy. So here's a little clip of Sophia with her winning basket. And Sophia won a prize. What is it?
A water bottle, a book, a waffle maker, and a little cup.
There you go. I guess it's got some Mickey and Minnie Mouse cupcake tins, and it had a waffle maker and some glasses, a couple other things. So she was all really, really excited. So then they picked a couple more cards, and then they picked my card. And my advice was, don't spend all your time in the room. I said, Jim and I did not spend our time in the room because when we went, it was 102 degrees and the air conditioning in our room didn't work and the windows wouldn't open. We went to Cedar Point, so therefore we rode on every single ride so we could catch a breeze. And I won. And so this is what I did win. Well, Sophia wasn't the only one that won a gift basket. I won the Polish gift basket. So that's my big prize for the shower. Okay, inside of the basket was a Polish shirt, orange cookies and raspberry cookies, and some Polish fudge, some napkins,
And I'm getting it apart.
some Polish tea, some Polish strawberry jam, an apple mint drink, 2 bottles of some sort of beer, vodka. Can't go wrong with vodka. Some hot chocolate, some chocolate bars, and Jim figured out how to open the, I think they're called Morosky dolls, like the little stacking dolls. Jim had to figure out how to open it up because we couldn't get it open. But he worked it out. So there they are. So that's my big prize for the shower. And there's the empty basket. I was really excited. Yeah, so I won. So she got a lot of nice gifts. I had a really nice time. The food was delicious. I don't know if I told you what I had. Yeah, I had some lemon chicken, some bacon and eggs, some potatoes, and a salad. Oh yeah, I did, and my mimosa. So, but it was a good time all in all. And then I'm going to get home now. I finished that other book yesterday. I read the whole book in one day. How do you know? What do you know? This is what I'm reading now. The 9 Dragons. And it has 374 pages. Let's see what this one's about. Fortune Liquors is a small shop in a tough South LA neighborhood. A store detective, Harry Bosch, has known for years. Wait a minute. Oh, start it again. You know what? The punctuation makes the difference, and I didn't use the punctuation. Fortune Liquors is a small shop in a tough South LA neighborhood, comma. A store Detective Bosch has known for years. See, little punctuation marks really do make the difference. Bosch still carries in his pocket a matchbook he picked up on a case there years ago. Its motto is, "Happy the man who finds refuge in himself." It has been a guiding light through some of his darkest days. But the murder of John Lee, the store's owner, hits Harry hard, and he promises Lee's family that he will find the killer. Okay, that's the book I'm going to start today. And then I got 2 more books that have come in. I got a notification from the library. I have realized, somebody had asked me yesterday that they thought I had read at least 20 books. You were very close. I have read so far this summer 24 books. This is my summer of reading, because I tell you, I've never read this many books as I've been reading this summer. But as I get older, I like to sit outside more and enjoy the weather because it goes by so fast. And I was just looking up. I want to show you the spider web. Jim and I were sitting out here the other night watching the spider start the web. And he's been building it now for like 3 days. And we refused. We thought with the wind, because it was so windy yesterday, it was going to blow away. But it didn't. But here's a little... Look at this. It's a miracle. It really is that one little spider did all of this. We're waiting to see how big this spider is going to make this web. We were watching them the other day. It's fascinating to watch them, just to see them spinning their web. So we want to see how big he's going to get it before he decides that it's big enough. Didn't see anybody else except for the one spider. I don't see him out there now, but I can see. Can't really see in the film, but he's really got this thing going out. I'm curious to see how big he's going to get it before. You know, I refuse to take it down. I just do it. What's going to happen is somebody has a bat house around here, and a lot of times a bat will fly through here. And I think the bat's going to... Of course, I don't know what their rate are. They might be able to avoid it. He flies by me all the time. It's just like, oh, it's you again. And he flies by. It's like... But, so... Anyway, I had a good time. Samantha picked me up. We went and picked up Alyssa. And then we met Christy and Sophia there. And we had a good time. That's all that really matters, I guess. So I'm just going to sit out here and read. Probably not going to eat again today because I ate so much at my brunch. And just get on with my day. So I didn't think I was going to have much to talk about. Look at 23, 24 minutes into it. I don't even know if I have a beginning quote. I don't really. I'll have to come up with something. We'll see. listening to your inner thoughts. That should be my theme for this today. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. I don't know until I edit this. Will I find out? So like, comment, subscribe, and share, and I will talk to you guys tomorrow.